right, so in this video, kind of a weird camera angle just of my feet, but I'm going to be showing a drill using a band here to help improve my calf raise. And this is going to be particularly important for people who are having pain along the toes or the midfoot, or having trouble activating their calf and are getting more foot activation. So what we're dealing with is that a lot of modern shoes have pointed toes. It tends to kind of make the foot start to look like that, where the big toe starts to come inwards. An extreme case would be a bunion, where this big toe comes all the way in, either above or below the second toe, and it can lead to a lot of pain at this joint here. But what also happens is it changes the function of the foot. So there's like over 15, I think there's 18 different muscles in the foot, maybe more, don't quote me on that. And then there's a ton of different bones and joints. And what happens when we start to change the alignment of the bones is that when I'm coming up on my toes, so in gait, this is terminal stance, that's gonna be when I'm on my back foot, I wanna be able to kind of rock up on the big toe in a straight line. I don't wanna roll out like that. I also don't want to roll inward like that. Both of those situations are going to put some torque on this joint and change my muscle activation strategy. So what we want to promote is the ability to come up on the toe here, nice and straight, as opposed to at an angle. However, when we're doing a calf raise, so training the calf muscle is often incredibly important for my patients with knee pain, with a bunch of different foot and ankle concerns. And so we want to have nice, strong calves that have great endurance as well. And so when we come up and do a calf raise, sometimes we see this kind of going outwards and I lose control of the ball of the foot here, or I see kind of coming up and inwards, and we put some torque on that joint there. The other thing that we can see is that we start clenching with the toes. So I start to come up and I'm really pressing with the toes. That's a compensation strategy for often a weak or an inhibited calf muscle. The toes are trying to help out and do the job of what the calf, a much bigger muscle, should do. So a drill that we can do is I'm gonna take this green band here and I'm gonna loop it around my big toes. Boom, excuse me there while I get it on. And I'm just gonna get a little tension on there. So my feet are about hip, shoulder width apart, just a little tension, not a ton, because these are small joints, maybe about a finger, finger and a half distance there. And then I'm gonna try to splay my toes. So you can see my feet are nice and wide now. I'm gonna get my feet straight or parallel to each other. And then I'm just gonna do some calf raises coming up and down. What I'm trying to do is at the top, really focus on getting a nice calf contraction here. And then when I come up, I'm trying to not roll out. So I want to keep the ball of the foot on the ground. I'm also trying to not roll in, so I don't want to let the band win. And finally, I don't want to curl or crunch or press my toes down. I want the toes to be fairly relaxed. And I'm going to work here to calf fatigue. And then when I come out, just going to kind of repeat that, but I'm going to pick my toes up, try and spread them wide. You can see I have an easier job doing this on my right side than my left side, and I've had some ankle pain and injuries on my left side, so it's something I'm working on. But I'm going to try to do that, keeping that alignment after I take the band off. So that's a calf raise with a band on the big toes.